Expect a mini Drytron deck profiles from me over the next couple of weeks, as my friend Jimmy Avini's been testing these. So this is one of the earliest builds that Jimmy sent me and said, "Hey Robbie, I'm going to be testing out some Cyber Dragon variants here in the near future, but this is kind of drawing point one for what he was coming up with. And as you can see, we have some cool cheesy combo pieces here and some other interesting things in the deck as well. So for those of you that are like, what's Drytron? So there's a new archetype coming out here. We're missing one archetype from the set, and we will have everything for it, but that's a close guarded secret. But this whole archetype is basically based on ritual summoning through attack points. So you're basically able to drop out this fatty here with the ability to do some crazy stuff. But we'll talk about that later on in the video here. So let's kind of dig on into the list, and then we'll talk about some of the new Drytron monsters and the interactions and things that he's been messing around with. So we have two copies of Despot 001. If you control two or more machine monsters, special summon this card from your graveyard. It's the generic extender that the Link Ross Auroradon combo was originally doing. And we have triple copies of Despot 003. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon a Despot monster from your deck. So you go get out your Despot friend here, which is a tuner, and then you start Needle Fiber combo with this already down in the graveyard. Standard shenanigans that we've been doing. Alright, now onwards to the Drytron cards. Or Drytron. So, look at that, 2000 attack on a level 1. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with a Drytron card effect. You contribute one of the Drytron monster or one ritual monster from your hand or field to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And then you can add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. And then you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except for monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. So I just once again want to clarify here that all of these guys are super easy to summon because they either let you tribute off another Drytron or a ritual monster, by the way, from the hand. Think about that. Alright, and then we have triple copies of Drytron Bon Alpha. So, same thing, cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summon with a Drytron card effect. So you contribute one other Drytron monster, or once again that ritual monster in your hand clause, to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And then you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. And then you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except for, monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. But I just once again want to include the line here of, hey, more floating. We have more ritual searchers ever in the deck. Like, it's actually good. Then we have triple copies of Drytron El Gamma. Alright, so same clause as the others. Must be special summoned by a card effect. You contribute a Drytron or a ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And then you can special summon one Drytron monster with 2000 attack from your graveyard, except for El Gamma. And then you get the lock clause that we've had. So, pretty good so far. Then we have triple copies of Lata Delta. So, cannot be normal summon or set, same clause. Special summon. And you can reveal one ritual monster or one ritual spell card from your hand, and if you do, draw a card. Alright, that's actually very important. They actually gave this deck some really cool draw power. That way you can make sure that you're able to climb up and do things. I love being able to just take advantage of my ritual cards. So, there's the baseline of all that. Now we have triple copies of Galaxy Soldier. Like most decks, sending out a light monster is no problem because you can just, oh hey, you summon one of these, you got your free plus, you can go ahead and use that free plus to make an infinity, which will further, climb up ladders for you for comboing. Pretty easy. Now, basic combo pieces. We do need to put in a Link Karibo here in the extra deck, so you're going to cut probably one of the Heralds or something. That way you're able to do the basic one-card combo for this to climb up ladders. I mean, you do have this for one-card Needle Fiber, but pretty self-explanatory. We also have The one Colt Wing. Now, this is pretty straightforward. On special summon, you special summon 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. Basically, you do shenanigans with this to put some heralds on the field. I get what he's attempting to do here. It's an interesting take on the strategy. I don't know. It's something to test. Then we have triple copies of the Scrap Recycler. Being able to drop Mr. Synchron, start full combo is pretty good. Alright. Now, the heart and soul of our deck. Draitron Metanias Dra. Man, I butchered that so much. So you can ritual summon this card with Metanias Drytron. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. If this card was ritual summoned using monsters whose total levels equal 2 or less, it can attack all of your opponent's special summoned monsters once each. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish any number of monsters from your graveyard whose total attack equal 2k or 4k, and then target one face of monster your opponent controls for every 2k attack, send it to the graveyard. So basically get a potential double interruption through the opponent's turn, and you know what that means? We're gonna win the game. So, can't believe I'm advocating for a 4k body that, you know, has good effects like this. I mean, basically you go second and you're like, alright, what you gonna do, guy? Your opponent builds this board, you ritual summon out Metanias here, and then you just slap your opponent and you're like, boom. What are you gonna do? Then we have, of course, triple copies of Cyber Emergency. So keep in mind, this does let you add a Light Machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, or Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So they actually unironically backdoored in all of these support cards here because they're tutorable through this. Now, another interesting tech choice here from Jimmy is we are testing triple copies of the DD Designator. If you feel your opponent's got a hand trap, you can go ahead, slap this bad boy on the field, and you go, Ash Blossom, enjoy spring. Nibiru, alright? And you just take it away from them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You might not like this tech choice. You can very easily cut these and then play something else or make the deck 41. It's up to you, but I like what he's doing here. Then we have triple copies of Drytron Fafnir. Okay, so when this card resolves, you can add 1 Drytron spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So we're actually going to tutor for Metanias here, or Metanias. Okay? The effects of ritual spell cards and their activation cannot be negated. Once per turn, if a monster's is normal or special summon face up while you control a Drytron monster, you can decrease the level of face up summon monsters by 1 for every 1,000 attack they have. For the rest of this turn, you can only activate 1 Drytron Fafnir once per turn. But, a field spell that tutors for my ritual card. Or in other cases, this can also tutor for your counter trap card, but we're not playing it. We also have triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, generic board negates, so we can play the game. And then our ritual card, Metanias Drytron. So this card can be used to ritual summon any one ritual monster. Keep that in mind. Tribute Machine monsters from your hand or field whose total attack equal or exceed the attack of your ritual monster. And if you do ritual summon that monster from your hand or graveyard. Alright, so if you've got the guy loaded up in your graveyard, go ahead and bring it on out. If this card is sent to your graveyard, you can target 1 Drytron monster you control. It loses exactly 1,000 attack until the end of the opponent's turn, and if it does, add this card to your hand. So our ritual card is in fact recurable. So as soon as you see this card in your hand, you are good to go. And then we have triple copies of Called by the Grave because getting hand trapped is big stink. Alright, so extra deck basics. We have 1 Aurora, 1 Link Cross, 1 Halley Fibrax, 1 Dugress, Gigants, interesting for testing, 1 Nova, 1 Infinity, 1 Cthulhu, 1 Martial Metal Marcher, triple Herald, 1 Formula, 1 Dawn Dragster, and 1 Armory. And then side notes here, we have, just for metagame preferences, 1 Eltanin, 1 Ints, 1 Makaba, 1 Dark Magician, 1 Emerald, Gallant Granite, Rhapsody, Nyarla, and some Kaijus. And then Nova, you have to have some monsters that turn you activate this effect except for monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. Special 1 Drytron from your deck, but it's destroyed during the invades. By the way, it's a Drytron card. So, very basic build. I just particularly wanted to cover this because it's a very early concept, and players are very curious to see what Drytrons can actually do. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.